So I'm going away for a few days and I want to leave this here. This video is going to be about I'm going back to the ego, the overinflation of the ego, and the higher self for this and how you can get this together, really. So, this is what I've discovered. The ego wants the same thing the higher self wants. The only thing that needs to occur for this to happen is alignment. So imagine this dot, or imagine this at the very top of the screen is the higher self. And then this right here is the ego, but not necessarily because the ego is almost up there. But what I'm making the claim is, so imagine that's a straight line right there, and you want to be in this field with the higher self. The only problem is you get an overinflation of an ego. This overinflation of an ego, instead of you getting into alignment, normally runs you around over here somewhere, or runs you around over there somewhere. So the key and the goal here is to get into alignment with let the overinflation of the ego dissolve off. Get into alignment with the higher self, and then get brought up to the higher self. So essentially, what I'm telling you is you want the same thing as your higher self slash God slash the universe wants. And the only thing you have to do is drop your bags, get into alignment, and let go and enjoy the ride. So it's kind of the same situation with the hero and the villain. They both are after the same thing. They both want the same thing in the end. It's just this part to a degree looks at this part to a degree in a weird manner, and this part to a degree looks at this part in a weird manner, not realizing it's the same part. Like they are all encapsulated with like the same personality and the same traits and the same. I mean, it's the same. So realize that, become whole. So once I realized that the ego wanted the same exact thing the higher self wanted, and then when I realized the villain and the hero both wanted the same thing, and then when I realized that, hey, it probably would benefit you pretty greatly to trust and believe in yourself, and hey, it would benefit you pretty greatly to just let go of the programming, open your mind up, quit thinking you know every goddamn thing, quit thinking that everything has to be this certain way, because while you're doing that, you're blocking out a bunch of amazing things. So if you think a thought in your mind, then that creates a belief, and then if you put details on top of that thought and belief, it creates, for one, it creates that, for two, it creates an expectation to that, and three, it cuts off everything else, pretty much. It's like you have the ability, it's like you have magic. You can do magic and you're still focused on bullshit. It's almost like you're playing with Play Doh. You're playing with Play Doh, not realizing that, hey, right over here is some Legos. You know, Legos are better than Play Doh for building things. And then right beside the Legos are models, like actual models of things you could play with, and right beside that is another station. It's like, hey, you're focusing on petty small things when there's some bigger things over here that you should focus on. Do not focus on anything you don't want. Don't participate in anything you don't want. And that includes a job. Like, money can flow to you. Money can come to you so easy. You gotta get your mind right, though. That was the ultimate. Like, that was the only thing. Get your mind right, open your heart, and you can have anything you want, pretty much. So, this is so goddamn simple, though. It's so simple. The only thing it's so simple, And the only thing that prevents it from being retardedly easy is you believe it's not retardedly easy, and you believe that it's not. You believe that it's not that simple and easy, and you believe, like, you're probably putting conditions on things in your mind to receive things, and that's not unconditional love. That's not true love. That's you think you have to jump through hoops to get something, or you think you have to prove yourself. What I'm telling you is you don't have to prove a motherfucking thing to anyone. You aren't nothing. I mean, come on now. Snap the fuck out of this, please. It's a game of formula play of life. I'm you talking to you. Have been and always will be. This is what we do. Create illusions. Have an experience. Tell stories. Snap out of it. Wake up. And co-create / enjoy our creation in reality. Stay here. I love you. Wake up.